Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here just with a quick update for the Green-White Warriors. This is the last or latest brew that I've been messing around with. Been trying a Red-Green Warriors, also a Naya, Red-Green Werewolves and Naya Werewolves. And this Warriors brew with the Silverfur Partisan, that's the goal, is this card right here, is the most consistent so far. So as you know, probably for the past week or so, 2 weeks, I've been kind of obsessed with the Silverfur Partisan. I'm hoping we get some good instants or sorceries in the next set to really, like, what I'd like to see is 2 target creatures get +2/+2. That would be perfect in a deck like this. Or just like another God's Willing type card with the Silverfur Partisan. Right now we have Center Soul, which is really what I like the most out of this. The white is you get Tandem Tactics, which is so good versus the Mirror. Like if you're going against another creature-based deck, this card is just a blowout versus the humans. And then the Center Soul is really good versus so any sort of damaged base. It's terrible versus the Languish, but it's good versus the rest of the cards like Ultimate Price and Grasp of Darkness. It's also good versus Radiant Flames, as you can give your card protection from red, and then it will survive. So we have some tricks against that. And the good news about Radiant Flames is sorcery speed. And a few others, like, I guess it doesn't work versus the Kozilek's Return, but a bunch of our creatures can get above the 2 damage that Kozilek's Return can do. Alright, so that's all the sideboard. There's just really not an instant that's really worth mainboarding except Dromoka's Command. This card is awesome in the format. It does so much, +1/+1 counter on a target creature with double striking creatures. That's huge. The fight is going to be good. To prevent all damage from an instant sorcery spell, once again, Radiant Flames. And then the target player sacks an enchantment, you can actually kill opposing, like Always Watching or Silkwrap. So it's just an incredible card right now in the format. We also have access to some of the best cards, the best creature-based cards in the format. Den Protector is phenomenal. And Duskwatch Recruiter. I'd say both of these are your premier 2-drops. Den Protector is even better in this deck because of the evasion that it has. You can have a way to get through the tokens with the Den Protector, like Titan Growth and a Den Protector and then swinging in with Double Strike. I've won a lot of games already through the evasion with Den Protector. And my latest addition has been Gryff Boon. Don't ask me why this wasn't in the deck before. It is a perfect drop on your Arashin Foremost on turn 4 usually. You can put it on Arashin Foremost and you're swinging in with Double Strike. And then like even a Titan Growth on that. That's 5, that's 7, Double Strike, 14 damage. Then we've gone up to a full count of Surrak, the Hunt Caller, who's been performing phenomenally well because of just the synergy with the Arashin Foremost and Surrak. You do need to have one more creature on board to give Surrak haste, but Surrak and then into a Arashin Foremost is pretty powerful as well, or even just into any of these other cards is fine. Giving anything haste the turn after you play Surrak, you've probably already got in for some damage, is usually going to be backbreaking. I found this to be more aggressive than the red-green version of Werewolves, believe it or not. I've added some Dromoka Warriors. These are really just in here because there's nothing better. It also has some decent synergy with the Surrak, the Hunt Caller, as well as the Arashin Foremost. You can swing in for 6 damage on turn number 3. And it's another great target to hook up a Gryff Boon to. Yeah, it might... There's the Knights, the Knight of the White Orchid. There's also the Council that has Renown, but they're both soldiers, and I'm just all out on Warriors. Maybe that doesn't matter. I just want to get the most synergy with the Arashin Foremost as possible. But Dromoka's Warrior seems okay. It's still, a 3/1 is good in the format. There are, like, Grasp of Darkness, like, anything's going to die. Like, any 2-drop is going to die. So, I don't think that the 2/1 Renowned or the First Striking Knight of the White Orchid are really that much better in the format right now than just a basic 3/1 that doesn't need to connect to become a 3/1 or a 3/2. The added Double Strike with Titanic Growth can often be the difference. That 1 damage turns into 2 damage, which can often be lethal. And I don't know. We'll just do some more testing. It's really in here because there's nothing better at the 2-drop slot for a Warrior. We're still going to run a 4 of Dragon Hunter. They come out swinging pretty quickly. And then it's just going to be 22 lands because we want to be able to get the most out of both Den Protector and Duskwatch Recruiter. Those do require some additional mana here. And the Hidden Dragonslayer, which that you can morph and megamorph back over, which is a nice card again when it becomes a 3/2. I've had some really grindy matchups with this. If the best one is when Kalatos has counters on it, you can actually kill the Kalatos with the Hidden Dragonslayer. But then Dragonslayer is an Avacyn killer. It can take care of the Sylvan Advocate once it's a 4/5, which is actually a very, very annoying card for this deck. Then we have, of course, we've talked about the Dromoka's Command, just a phenomenal card. And Titanic Growth is the best pump spell at the moment. Has synergy with both Arashin Foremost and the Silverfur Partisan, as well as like the evasion on the Den Protector or through the Gryff's Boon. I think it's a fine card in this. The sideboard, I probably should run Declaration of Stone, either main board or sideboard. I just don't have them on MTGO. They're still around 4 tickets, and I'm being cheap right now. So I have 2 Clip Wings just to take care of the flyers in the format that are annoying, like the Archangel of Ties as well as the Avacyn. There are still a few other. Every now and again you'll see like a Mindrack Demon, and it can kill off a Thopter token. That's not really what it's in here for, but Silkwrap's still in here for it's like our budget version of the Declaration in Stone. The Silkwrap can still kill Hangerback Walkers, which is good. And Tandem Tactics, we talked about how in the Mirror Breaker it's so good. I have a 4th Hidden Dragonslayer in the sideboard, and then Stasis Snares against those really problematic cards that we need to get rid of, like Kalatos. It's really just Kalatos will bring in the Stasis Snares, because Silkwrap doesn't hit them. And then Cinder Souls, we've talked about that as well. So far it's been doing pretty good. I don't expect this deck to be like a phenomenal deck. I think it's on par, though, with the humans. There's also the green-white humans. I actually like this better than green-white humans. Green humans is trying to go a little more mid-rangey than either the white-blue humans or the mono-white humans with like tireless trackers. So I think that this is definitely on par with that type of feel. We have some very powerful cards in the form of the Arashin Foremost, which I've never really found a place for this because the Warrior deck back when I used to run Black-White Warriors, the Double Strike was really not that good without any way to really pump anything. And then all the other Warriors in the deck were like 1/1s and 2/2s and 3/2s. I mean, it got some value off of those, but for the most part, not really. You really want to see the Double Strike on something like a Surrak, who is a Warrior, or like you Titanic Growth, which is the best pump spell we have available to us right now. So that's the idea of the deck. I might try some gameplay. I just played a gameplay, but it was kind of bad. Maybe we'll show that here if I can go to. It was he mulled the 3 and then scooped game 1 and then game 2. Game 2 it was against a Jace Madness deck, and Jace Vampires, pretty cool build like Olivia and Era of the Falcon Wrath, and then all of the Madness based vampires. And he had a lot of like what I go through 3. I think I went through 3 Fiery Tempers and 1 Lava Axe, and then did one of those get flashbacked? I can't remember which. Yes, one of them did get flashback with Jace, and then this deck just kept like the Dromoka's Commands and Titan Growth and stuff just kept trading up with all the things that he put out, and eventually I just overwhelmed him. But that's the gist of the deck. I definitely like your suggestions in the comment section below. I admit this probably does need some Declarations in Stone main board, and I think if that were the case, I might just go like a Hidden Dragonslayer over to the sideboard and put a Declaration in Stone or 2 in the main board. Maybe cut down on a Titanic Growth or something. Not quite sure. We're still messing around with the numbers in this deck. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.